hollow.
Hollow. It is not solid. It is hollow. Actually,
like my soul.
Big question on that. Are hollow things solid? Like, if you have a box, it's... Presumably the box is solid.
Yes.
But it is still hollow.
It is... The box is solid because the box does not include the emptiness inside of it. So if you put things in a box, it is no more or less solid than it was before you put things in it.
But if you put something that fits the entirety of that space, so
okay,
and so now it's yeah, you know those people get the like laser cut metal pieces that like you fit them together and they just glide in and
like puzzles and stuff.
Yeah, in that case, what you have is still something hollow that contains something solid that's very conveniently shaped.
It is solid because if you take a box and you fill it with water, it doesn't become a liquid box.
No,
if you leave the water in there long enough.
Here's what a better thing is if let's say you take a not a box but like just a piece of a hunk of something, like you take a log. The log is solid. Then you take a blade and you cut out a segment of it, so it is now got a hollow area. But then you put back the segment that you pulled out. Is the log more or less, or not at all solid, or not at all hollow still?
Would you consider Swiss cheese to be less solid than other cheeses?
I mean, I'm not on the side of either. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this.
The existence of holes in something does not alter whether or not it's a solid.
Now the problem becomes the fact that the English language also attributes the term solid to mean without any space within it. So. How was y'all's Christmas?
Yeah, pretty good. Got some cool stuff. My wife almost broke her arm.
Oh, okay. That sounds like cool stuff.
We gave that one back. Yeah, gave it back and got a new one.
So, Dom, why are you playing, or why is the blue robot from Portal in this?
Great question. Atlas is from the future, I guess.
Thank you for knowing the name of the blue robot from Portal.
Atlas and Peabody.
Yeah. Peabody being the one that isn't actually shaped like a pea.
Atlas is like a pea?
No, Atlas is shaped like an atlas.
Atlas is shaped like a globe, of which an atlas is a 2D representation.
Peabody is elongated, just like a pea is if you look at it from the side.
Yes, because that is how people read letters, by looking at them sideways. I love just looking down the spine of a book and reading the whole thing at once.
Not the spine. You can't see through the spine. You gotta look at it through the other side.
No, looking along the spine.
Along the... Okay.
The years have passed quickly since Calamity Ganon's revival was prophesied. Yes, we have unearthed the divine beasts and filled volumes with our knowledge of ancient relics. The barricade of books will not protect us. This way surges
Are we still playing Legend of Zelda? I forget. This is starting to look kind of like Assassin's Creed.
Even now,
It's-
How does this look like Assassin's Creed? Do they have goblins in Assassin's Creed?
Stupid amounts of time travel, glowing orbs, and people with too many hoods.
No, you don't actually time travel in Assassin's Creed. You just think time travel.
the calamity.
Well,
Your DNA
So-
time travels.
So about that, in at least one of them, you talk with someone, and you're speaking with them, and then they speak to you, as in the character who has traveled back in time, playing out the life of the previous person. So the person speaks to the person whose life you are
Yeah, that just means there's a
reliving.
bug in the machine that you're using.
No, what it really means is that they have no idea what they're doing, which has been known all along.
Yeah, that's definitely very, like, understood. I've put 100 things so far.
So I like how in the actual game, if you just glide over a slight bump on your shield, you'll go flying, but now you've just killed like a dozen things with it.
Yeah. Fun too.
Right.
Wait a second, are you allowed to have fun on the stream?
I also love the idea that, like, Link is currently able to fight 100 bokoblins or whatever,
Right.
but, like, in the Breath of the Wild timeline, he can fight, like, 3 at a time, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and you know why that is? It's because your sword hasn't broken yet.
Yeah, this sword doesn't break. Maybe Link got too strong in the future, and his swords break so hard that it doesn't hurt the enemies as much.
So is he using the Master Sword right now, or just
Nah,
a,
just regular sword.
just a blood sword?
Right now,
Is he the hero of time at this point, or is he
time
just some
anything.
other soldier?
Say again?
Is he the hero of time at this point, or is he just some other soldier?
He is just a soldier.
Yeah. Also, I don't think he's technically the hero of time, except in Ocarina of Time.
I thought they call him the hero of time occasionally anyway. 'cause there's
Yeah,
still,
I
like,
know
the
they call
Temple
him
of Time.
the hero of time in multiple games.
I mean, like, it still makes some sense. You still are the hero in multiple time periods.
Yeah, I think according to the canon of the games, you're still the same person, just reincarnated multiple times.
Yeah.
It's same person across time.
Which is really funny in, like, Wind Waker when you can name your character. Like, you don't have to be Link, you can be, like, George or whatever the fuck you want.
In most of the games, I'd say you can rename.
Pick, like, your file name. I don't know how often they
Yeah,
really
you-
actually, like, name the character where the characters will
Well-
say it.
I'd say like half of them let you do that.
Yeah, pretty much every single old one up until Ocarina of Time. Well, I think even then, they'll actually say your file name instead of Link. I know because I've almost never put Link.
I
Yeah,
like to put
Minish
Zelda-
Cap did that. Pretty sure the DS games did that.
My personal favorite time to put your name is I'll put Zelda in, I think it's Link's Awakening, maybe? Where when you put in the name Zelda, it plays like a cool jazz version of the Zelda theme. It's a real thing that
Right.
happens.
Yep.
It's great.
And according to Zelda.gamepedia.com, the hero of time is the title given just to the Link who appears in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Then why do they still have a fucking Temple of Time in, like, other games?
Well, because it's still the same world.
Then
The
he's
Temple of
still
Time
the
still
hero of time.
exists. No?
Because it's the same person.
No?
Yeah, he's just reincarnated.
I mean, No, because
Yes.
the Skyward Sword Link would definitely not be then.
Well, he was the first one, so it didn't count. He wasn't the hero throughout time yet. He was the first hero. He was just the hero of now.
Actually, wait, doesn't... When you're playing Skyward Sword, don't you technically play as the reincarnation? From... before she sucked you up into the clouds?
I don't know, I've never played that game.
I haven't either.
Nor have I watched that game either, I don't think.
I've seen a tiny amount of it, and I've, you know, read up some of the lore.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like he's a different hero of something for each continuity within the franchise. So
Usually, yeah.
Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, he's the hero of time. Minish Cap, he's the hero of men. Wind Waker, and on from that one, he's the hero of wind, and so on.
Wait, but Wind Waker and Minish Cap is a sequel to Wind Waker.
No,
No, Phantom Hourglass is the
Phantom
sequel to Wind Waker.
Hourglass,
Oh,
yeah.
wait.
Minish Cap is just about, I think it's chronologically the second game in the series.
Yeah.
Minish Cap is the one where he gets the floppy green hat for the first time.
Yeah, I know.
Huh? Why is this
I
happening?
remember seeing that game in stores, and I was like, oh. Okay. It must have come out.
It's
I think it
fun.
came out after Wind Waker, and like uses a similar art style. So I was like, oh, I think that's a sequel. So I never looked at it.
Phantom Hourglass is the sequel to Wind Waker, where it uses a very similar style. Minish Cap looks more like the GBA games than anything else.
Maybe I'm thinking of Phantom Hourglass. You know, I think so. When you said Phantom Hourglass just now, I thought
Game Boy
Minish
Color.
Tracks. Or not Minish Tracks, Spirit Tracks.
Yeah.
Minish Tracks. But yeah, Spirit
That is
Tracks
the hero of
itself is the sequel to Phantom Hourglass. So that's all in the same continuity.
Is it? I thought it was a good
Pretty sure?
bit later. Yeah, no, that's a different... Link starts as a child. I mean, it is the same timeline, but it is not the same continuity.
So
Like,
same timeline, but different incarnation.
Yes. Wind Waker to Phantom Hourglass, the same Link. Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask, the same Link. Sort of, because fuck you, time.
I mean, if you want to know fuck you time, this game's really all about that.
I believe Link to the Past and Link's Awakening are the same Link. Legend of Zelda and The Adventure of Link are the same Link. I think... Oh yeah, Oracle of Seasons and Ages is also the Adventure of Link and Legend of Zelda one.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Spirit Tracks takes place roughly a century after Phantom Hourglass.
Yeah.
This is getting me to think something. Just about every time anyone ever names one of the daughters of the royal family Zelda, something terrible happens to the kingdom.
I assume that, like, they're pretty much all named that.
But here's the thing though, isn't Tetra Tetra?
Yes, Tetra is one of the only Zeldas to not be named Zelda.
And she is Zelda, but she wasn't named Zelda. Nobody ever called her Zelda until she awoken by some other bullshit.
No one called her Zelda until a boat did.
Yeah, you can't just get away with it by not naming people Ganon, Tetra, or Ganon Zelda, or Link.
Okay, in fairness, the Ganon thing, it's not like it fucking matters, because, like, it's just once every, 1,000 years a male Gerudo is born, or something like that.
That was just a, it's not...
Once?
That was just once. Like, male Gerudo are born, but they're not always the Prince of Darkness who destroys all of humanity and ends the world.
I just love the idea that, like, in Breath of the Wild, it's implied that Gerudo are, like, 7 feet tall, like, and that's sort of normal. Like, that is, like, sort of short for them. So, like, you know, they sit between, like, 6.5, 8 feet tall. And then, like, in all media, Ganon's, like, 5.5 to, like, 6 feet. So he's just really mad that he's short and takes it out on the rest of the world.
Oh, wait, let's see. Ganondorf.
Ganondorf is Hyrule's own Monday.
Okay, now according to Wikipedia, Ganondorf is around 7.5 feet tall.
I feel like in like an official Nintendo source, it has him at like shorter than that. And I don't remember what it was. But I do just prefer the idea that he's very short, so he gets mad at people. Like that's his entire reason for like killing.
Yeah. To see. According to the Hyrule Historia, Ganondorf is 7 foot 6 inches. In Ocarina of Time.
Oh, an Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. And supposedly in Twilight Princess, he is the same height.
He's 5'6" in my head.
I wonder how tall Link is. I mean, not 7'6".
Yeah, I mean, it depends, because like in this game, he's probably like 5. You know, he's probably like at least like average like 5'6", maybe a bit taller than that. In Wind Waker, he's what, like 1'4"?
Yeah. Well, and then I mean, there's the original Link to the Past, and he's like what, 6 pixels tall?
Yeah, like at most.
5'7" in Ocarina of Time as an adult.
Yay, I can play as cool characters now.
And that's in the game because there's a measuring graph at the Lakeside Laboratory. So if you use the iron boots, which I'm sure give him a couple inches,
Yeah.
then he stands 5'7" compared to the measuring graph.
Can't stop. Steel yourself. I am ready. It's time. A worthy adversary.
Alright, well that was doomed. Moving on. Did you get anything good, Tim?
I got some power tools.
Power tools. Nice, me too. What'd you get?
Drill and a screwdriver. Because that's about all my apartment can handle at the moment.
So you got a drill and then a manual.
Yeah. You got a power drill
Steel yourself.
and a
I am ready.
power driver?
What I got was two of the exact same drill.
Okay.
And I had to trade it in for something.
Thank you, because
That's actually incredible.
the fuck? That's literally the same tool.
I had to trade it in for something. And that was basically the only thing they had that I would have any use for at all. That and a stud finder.
I mean, stud finders are useful.
John, you just like to let it, like, hold it over yourself. We all know
I mean-
what you do with it.
I mean, Tim, did you get a stud finder?
Yep.
Tim, did you do that?
I plead the fifth.
I am proud to announce I have a stud finder and I have never once done that.
I don't believe you.
You should, because I'm fairly certain. Actually, I don't even know if my dad ever did it. I just like saw that opportunity. Was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't believe you. No, I got a circular saw, which is good because I've been. I actually got 2 different saws. I've been making a wooden arc for my nephews, and all I had before was a coping saw, and so I did the whole thing
Steel yourself.
with a coping saw,
I am ready.
and that is not enjoyable.
No.
No.
So someone gave me a circular saw, and brother-in-law gave me a Japanese pole saw, which is super dope. So yeah, power tools are cool. Anything else?
Got 2 of the exact same roasting tray.
Sam, how did you
Okay.
double up so many gifts?
Because both sides of my family decided they would be sneaky and get me things from my wedding registry without telling me, or anyone else.
Yeah, how many things did you put on your wedding registry? 2 things? Like,
Yeah.
This happened a
got
few
us
times.
Stuff from our wedding registry too, and it was fine because we had enough things on it that it wasn't an issue.
I'm just confused. Like my parents have done the same thing in the past, where we'll give out a list. They're like, hey, what do you want? And we'll shoot them a list of things, and they'll pick some things off that, and they'll pick some things just that they've found or come up with on their own. And perfect, awesome, whatever. Past few years we've shot them an Amazon wish list because, hey, those are super handy.
Yeah.
I can go, hey, I want this particular thing. Not like, hey, I want a book. It's, hey, I want this book with this cover art in this style because, hey, this book's been released 17 times and I already have a shelf full of one style. I don't want it to suddenly be a hardback book that's 7 times as tall, and
Yeah.
so just give me that one, the one I've added. And oftentimes I don't, but that, I still get the things, so that's fine. But the really nice thing about Amazon wish lists is that when you purchase something from it, I can't see that you've purchased it because I'm logged in, it shows it as still being on the wish list, but anyone else that has the link can't see the item that's been purchased, which is super nice.
Yeah.
And several times now, I've gone to one Christmas, gotten a bunch of stuff, loved it, everything was just what I want, gone to the next one, gotten the same things.
Yep.
and I just, you have to smile and be like, thank you. It's exactly what I wanted. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, my in-laws actually do the correct thing, and they also provide gift receipts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've had to use this year. Fortunately, there were no duplicates, which was amazing. It makes me terrified though, because like sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, what'd you get over there?" and I have to just
Makes
I don't want to say, really. Well, those 6 things you got me?
Yeah. I got those exact 6 things. I gave you a list of 500 possible options, and both of you guys gave me the same 6. What happened?
Yeah. So, what other duplicates did you get besides roasting pans and drills?
Got 2 of the same set of dry goods containers, like the kind you put pasta or beans in or whatever. 2 of the exact same set of those. In that case, both from the same side of the family.
I thought you were going to say the same person.
Okay. Is that it? No more duplicates?
Those are all the duplicates I can think of at the moment. Although for that one in particular, duplicates aren't such a problem because you can always use more stuff to store stuff in.
Yeah. Unless you run out of storage space for your storage space.
Yeah.
Which is a dumb thing, but yeah, we've had to get rid of some like extra Tupperware and stuff recently, just because we don't. We're looking at it like we've never used these. I've cooked like 3-course meals with leftovers of all of the courses, and I've never had to use these. We're just gonna get rid of these. Yeah. What about you, Dom?
Thing I'm most excited for is I got or will be getting a meat grinder attachment for the KitchenAid.
Nice.
Yeah. Now I have to figure out how to use that. So.
I got a bunch of kitchen things. No big shocker there. Got a bread box. My dad built me a bread box.
How would you describe its size?
Well, it would not fit in a bread box.
But is it bigger than a bread box?
No, I wouldn't say it's bigger than a bread box either.
Really? You don't think there's another bread box that's smaller than that bread box?
No, honestly, this is larger than most bread boxes.
But how much does it weigh?
How much does it weigh?
So if you got a large bread box, that means it is bigger than some bread boxes.
Yeah, I
Does it
guess
weigh
so.
about the same as a bread box?
I'd say it weighs about the same as a bread box. Yeah. It's like a 1.5 feet by foot square. So, yeah. I like having that. I got a deep fryer,
Nice.
so I have deep fried some things.
So you're gonna be able to be healthy enough to do this show for another, what, year?
That's it's a little much.
What, 1 year?
Yeah. I got a donabe, the Japanese hot pot.
Nice.
So,
I got
yeah.
a bamboo steamer, which I'm pretty excited for.
Oh, those are nice. Dumplings are fun to make. They're also a little bit of a pain, but they're mostly fun. And I also got 2 knives. I got a an usuba, which is a Japanese vegetable cleaver.
So you're saying you're a weed.
So it's only good for Japanese vegetables?
No, it's good for any vegetables. It's just a style only they make. And I also got a meat cleaver. It's heavy.
So you can cold cut things with
What do you think a meat cleaver is for?
it? Cold cut. I mean, you have
I'll
to
be
cut-
honest.
You pull out your salami and you're just like, ah yes, hot chop 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 chop.
Hey, John, is steel usually cold? And can this knife cut things? I rest my case.
Like a warm knife through butter.
Like a cold cut through warm butter.
Gross.
Like hot butter through a knife.
Gross.
The butter is hot enough.
then it melts him.
Yeah.
And separates, which is the worst.
Yeah.
Inexplicable
Butter
bond.
evaporates long before it becomes hot enough to do anything to a knife.
Well, if you put
I
both
hate
the
to say
butter
it,
and the
we
knife
have
in the
no
oven
hope
at the same
figuring this
time.
out on our own.
You'd have to make a
Blast furnace?
Hey, what are you?
no a like water pressure
Stop
laser.
right there.
Except I'm pretty sure those are usually cold, aren't they?
What, water jets? Yeah,
Yeah.
usually.
So
Each of
still
you has
not
served your
hot butter
kingdom.
through a knife.
If you think about it, what is lava except for earth butter?
The words that you just said make no
You
sense.
made it. I'm glad you're safe.
It's the
and
part
well.
that rises to the top
Yes, Your
and
Highness.
then
And
gets
I've
skimmed off the
resurfaced
surface and
the
put on
flora.
toast. Seems pretty straightforward.
Oh,
Ah,
That's
what
cream.
is that?
Cream rises to the top.
And also lava.
Your Highness.
Cream and butter are not the same.
Right, so you take the lava and you put it in a churn.
Why am I here?
So, Tim, are you saying that if you took a bunch of rocks and threw them in lava, that's basically the Earth version of creamed corn?
Had traveled from a future.
Yes.
A time in the midst of the calamity. To save Princess Zelda.
I don't like y'all.
It
Just
was
in
the
general.
plans
I'm just gonna put that out there.
Renowned researchers of ancient technology to study the.
Oh yeah, we also got
and
some
investigate the mysterious
obnoxious
tower that had
things.
appeared on Hyrule.
Kristen got a ukulele and
Rome
I got a
Hyrule
melodica.
gave his assent.
But no hurdy-gurdy.
No,
Then what's the fucking point?
no one spent out the like $30,000 it takes to get a hurdy.
It's not that expensive if you build it.
But did you get a book full of, like, grade 2 Frozen songs?
No. I got a book of like grade 3 Beatles songs.
Ah.
Yeah, so they just quote-unquote explained that this little guardian travels through time. They didn't actually say it at all in the cutscene, they just said it afterwards in text.
The what?
By the way,
Guardian?
this thing's a time traveler. You should trust
Yeah,
it, probably. I
This
don't know.
little guardian boy of ours, it time travels.
Did you call it a slow-mo guardian?
No?
That's what I had heard.
You didn't hear very well?
I mean, that's not surprising at all.
The kinds of things we say on this stream, you'd stop listening to your ears, too.
Whoa.
To my ears?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played this game before, I know. I'm not
Do I-
100%ing this game for sure because you have to get every Korok from every mission, and also fuck that.
You also didn't 100% the last game either.
Yeah. I'm proud.
So is this like Mass Effect, where if you don't 100% the game, everyone dies and you feel terrible in the sequel?
Actually, I'm pretty sure if you 100% Mass Effect, everyone still dies, but in a different color.
I'm pretty sure that even with Mass Effect, everyone still ends up hating the game. No matter which ending you get. Unless you spend the extra money, in which case you still feel bad because you spent extra money for a shitty ending cutscene.
No, that was free.
Oh,
Actually, it wasn't even free. It was mandatory.
Doesn't seem like DLC, that just sounds like a game.
Zelda, curious
It-
about the diminutive guardian.
It was
decided to
marketed
accompany
as
the
DLC, but
visitor
functionally
to
it was a
his
patch.
facility in Hateno.
A massive patch that completely changed the end of the game.
They made
A
their
Mass
way
Effective
to
patch?
the ancient tech lab.
Yes. Oh man, these tips on the loading screen are so great. It says things like, tips, read them.
Yeah. Tips! are information, and you're just like, all right, you were supposed to. I know what tips are.
Long load screens.
Yes.
Bark, bark.
Have you tried installing it on something with a solid state drive?
Yeah, Nintendo came after my family.
That checks out, yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it so attached to me?
Somebody is doing work.
Whatever could you be?
Hey, Mizuki, maybe shut up. Well, I'll try.
Mizuki says no.
Why did you strip yourself again?
I suppose
That's
all we
the
can
proper
do
way
is
to play
wait for
this game.
Roddy and the others at the lab to analyze it.
Agreed, Your Highness.
The power of your unconstrained nudity will drive back the darkness.
Are you still just a soldier?
No, we just, like, we were noticed in that last battle, so we've been given a, like, official, commendation, essentially. We are now, like, sort of the Princess Guardian.
Low battery.
Yeah, I plugged it in. It's my computer, though, so I don't know if it works. Oh, yeah, it's working.
And monster stew, now of all times.
Bark, bark, bark. Bark, bark. Bark, bark.
Bark, bark, bark.
So I saw a food crime today on Facebook.
Okay.
Actually, I've seen two recently. One was a hot dog pie.
Explain.
You don't really want me to.
No, I mean, like, explain the wording of it. Is it a pie that has hot dog in it, or is it somehow a hot dog baked into a pie? Mizuki, I closed that door for a reason. Don't you leave after you open the door.
Too late.
So, also, it's called a cold hot dog pie.
That's the worst adjective.
So what you do is you take, like, halves of hot dogs and you
And then
place
you
them
throw
around
them
the
out.
edge of a pie plate to make it a crust, just for the edge. And then you take a bunch of other hot dogs and you grind them up so that you can fill the rest of the pie with this mashed up hot dogs, and then you put ketchup and mustard on top.
Horrible.
Yeah,
I can
no.
think of worse adjectives for that than cold. For example,
Cream.
soggy hot dog pie.
Yeah, just hot dog, cold hot dog pie.
What about cream of dog?
Dank hot dog pie.
Okay, what is cream of mushroom mean? How do they get how do they get that? What does that mean?
Like, you just pick up the mushroom and then you milk it.
No, this is a correct question. This is a real question, John. Tell me.
It's a thin cream soup that is infused with mushroom flavor.
Okay, so you.
So
could-
you take milk and you boil or simmer mushrooms in it, and then you've got cream of mushroom soup.
So wait, that's just mushroom stock, right? But with milk.
No, because it's you thicken the cream.
Okay, so regardless, if you do that but with hot dogs instead, you would have cream of wiener soup.
I suppose so, but I don't think you should ever say cream of wiener ever again.
Just make sure you put some flour in it so it stays nice and white.
So John, that's where you and I differ. I think I should say it again. Mizuki.
So the other thing I saw from the same person who had posted the other one is cinnamon roll dogs, where you open up a thing of cinnamon rolls, the like Pillsbury
Yeah.
cans, You take the dough, you pull it out into like a hot dog bun shape and bake it like that. And then you stick a hot dog in the middle of that. And you drizzle the icing on top of that.
That's like better than everything else you
Is
said.
it?
Yeah. It's like a shitty snack, but like, or like dessert, but like, I can see more people doing that in college than a hot dog pie.
Unfortunately, I can too.
Now, see, when you said you saw multiple food crimes in a day, I was like, oh, did you look at a 1950s cookbook?
Just because it's in gelatin doesn't mean
John, they put
Yes,
hot
it
dogs
does.
in gelatin if they could.
they did.
They did, yeah.
they did.
See, here's the thing. I didn't know
They
that, but I
put
could have
mayonnaise
guessed it.
in gelatin.
Yeah.
And just like that, I killed the conversation.
You do it a lot.
Oh, Mr. Gooding, I'm trying to go past you. Thank you. Can I get past you again, please? Thank you.
No.
New objective: run away, but also escort.
Yeah, basically.
New objective. Run
Get
away.
yourself out of there! He's like, okay.
New objective: survive.
New objective. Get to the chopper.
Hey, Zelda, can you fucking hurry up? Thank you.
What can be done?
Murder.
Usually a good option.
It will be done.
Arg.
Your dog has become a lot more vocal.
Yeah, that's her when she plays. Doesn't really know how to play. So this is the best she's got. Mizuki, what have I said about shutting the fuck up?
I like the part where you close the door.
Like, she has a bad habit of just like seeing a door closed and she just stands on her back legs, pushes it open with the front two, and then walks off. So if you're in the bathroom and you have the door closed, she'll just shove the door wide open and then just like wander out.
Do you not actually close doors?
Yeah, we do. But like with the bathroom door and stuff, like a lot of times you'll just like push it as you're walking past, so it gets, you know, 95% of the way closed, but it doesn't quite click. But that generally doesn't matter.
Except when you have a dog.
Yeah.
I mean, if there are other people at the house, obviously we will like push it harder and make sure it's good. But if it's like just us, then like whatever. But then Mizuki's just like, hey, what if everyone could see you pooping? You're just like, I would rather this not be what we're doing right now.
I mean, everyone has to watch her poop. It must be normal.
Yeah, but I have to do that so she doesn't try to escape the backyard.
Yeah, so she needs to make sure you don't try to escape the bathroom.
And there is no doors outside of the bathroom except for the one she opened. And then left unprotected.
What about a window?
No. Weird to have windows in a bathroom.
with the implication here being that you're not weird.
That's kind of what it sounds like. Consider not getting electrocuted.
Trying my best. It's also weird because, like, so now I can play as Zelda, but she doesn't have her magic, because that's sort of the entire plot of Breath of the Wild. So she just
Oh, yeah.
the Sheikah Slate. It's really interesting, but also like the wildest like attacks in these games from most characters. I want you to know, by the way, that this game is a incredible two-player, because boy oh boy is the frame rate awful.
Does it do split screen?
Yes.
Oh.
And you know what's great about split screen in a Warriors game? There's a lot of enemies on the field all the time.
Yeah.
I was actually looking this game up earlier this week. This game is local multiplayer only, like couch co-op, and that's it.
Yeah. Because it's a Warriors game.
That's a big bomb.
Yeah. This is how Zelda fights. It's just like using all the like runes that you've used previously, but like in weird ways.
If I must.
It needs cooldowns.
Well, technically she does, because, you know, there's no cooldowns for those, but there is cooldowns for, like, the actual Sheikah Slate stuff. So basically, it feels like cheating. And I feel like I've been cheated out of just using bombs all the time. Also, every character's, like, use of Sheikah Slate stuff is different. Like, this is Zelda's bomb. Don't fucking ask me why this is a thing. Yeah. It's wild, to say the least.
I can see that it has legs, but it just feels like something aggressively T-posing its way up the field until it
It
explodes.
sort of just glides along the ground. There's no bouncing, so it's just like, huh.
Get back. If I must. I succeeded.
And so, like, everyone has a unique action with the ZR button. And hers is just, like, activating whatever runes are out, so when you make that giant bomb, you have to press a separate button just to make it blow up. Link's was just throw arrow, or, like, shoot arrows. And Buzz is, she creates a symbol on an enemy, and when you kill the enemy or use a power attack to absorb the symbol, she makes, like, 2 clones of herself, until you have a maximum of 6 clones out, and they all do the same attacks you do. So eventually you're just wiping out huge waves of enemies because all of your attacks are ridiculously big.
Huh.
It's a very interesting game. They certainly put a lot of effort into like making all the characters unique, which is good because they had some wild characters for you to play as. Yeah, when they were like, hey, what if you played as Zelda? And they're like, yeah, but Zelda doesn't have magic. And they're like, what if she had an iPad?
I was about to say, she has the power of Apple.
I can help.
No, everyone does. That's how you get health back. See? It's on the bottom.
Hmm.
We are within Hyrule.
Oh yeah. Her like special attack is she takes a picture with the camera.
And then they die?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Again,
I knew.
game is weird. But like, it's a Warriors game, so you don't really expect any of it to make sense anyways.
Get back! Oh!
How long has the Dynasty Warriors series been going on?
A while.
I mean, I feel like, yeah. I feel like I remember some PlayStation games.
Yeah.
First Dynasty Warriors came out in '97.
Yeah, I think I remember that one. I didn't play it, but I saw my brother do it.
So it's a 23-year-old franchise.
Yep, for the original PlayStation.
Yeah.
Looks like all of the future games after the original were hack and slash. The original was kind of a one-on-one fighter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Finally ready.
It's a spin-off of a turn-based strategy game.
Wild.
Which is still going on.
Steel yourself.
What series?
I am ready.
Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
Huh. I was really hoping it was gonna be like Dynasty.
Also, alternatively, Sengokushi. Yeah. I mean, one came out February of this year.
Huh.
It's time.
Damn it! So, Kristin just messaged asking how the stream was going. And then she said, have you brought up Destiny yet? I don't even know what I would talk about with
I
Destiny.
am ready. It's time.
Is there anything going on except for the Dawning?
Not really.
The Dawning?
Yeah.
It's the Christmas, New Year's event.
Oh, I thought it was the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Thank you, John, for appreciating the dumbest thing I could have said.
The age of Aquarius. Aquarius.
It's a good song.
Aquarius. Yeah. The fifth dimension.
Meanwhile, my brain's over here going, nah, I could have thought of something dumber to say. The dawning of the age of... milk?
Yeah, sorry, Dom's was way funnier.
Yeah.
This is technology.
That was my
likes
favorite
of
cutscene
which
in this
I've
game.
never laid eyes on. Which
Just two
means
weirdos and everyone else staring
we've
at them.
got ourselves a brand new, never before witnessed Guardian model! Devices like the Sheikah
Link's
Slate
not wearing a
which are
shirt and he
amplified
isn't the
by
weirdest
power
one
of
here.
such ancient relics. I but a major fragment of such technology.
Why is he dancing.
That explains why
'Cause it's
all of us were
Robbie.
able to use the Sheikah slate.
In addition, this here do hickey is
Not
loaded with data.
Actually an answer.
That's
Information.
just
I
who he
mean,
is.
do you
Can't
know
even
Robin?
fathom.
Oh yeah! Check it.
I just like that, like, they hold the pose so that they can show you the name and everything, and then it cuts to everyone else who is still waiting for the person to finish, like, continue talking, and you realize that they're holding that pose for, like, 10 seconds in-game.
About it. Hyrule Castle after Calamity Ganon has been revived.
As you can see, we managed to extract some of the data, but much of it was fragmented. Even so, if I analyze what we received, I may be able to make sense of more of it.
This is the ruin the Calamity will bring upon all of Hyrule. If we allow this to pass, I fear all hope will be lost.
Even everything we've done up until now likely won't be enough.
If I don't succeed at sealing the Calamity, never. This will not come to pass.
Alright, so
To stop
still looking at
Calamity
Dynasty
Ganon,
Warriors.
it was crucial that they possess the sword that seals the darkness, the latent power.
The first one
dwelling
came
within
out
the
in
princess of
97.
Hyrule, and the
I'm trying to
might
find
of the
out
4 divine
what-
beasts unearthed from across the land.
I guess that would have been Romance of the Three
However,
Kingdoms 6 Awakening
The
of
path
the
to victory
Dragon,
was strewn with obstacles.
which came out in
Korok Forest, where the legendary
oh, okay,
sword
so
Slap
that's just
had
wrong.
been overrun by monsters. And the
It
Princess
says
of
released
Hyrule's
in
power showed no signs of
96, and then I click on it to go in and look at it, and it's
Lamenting
like,
the
nope,
kingdom's
nope,
plight,
actually released in
King
98.
Rome sent his daughter to gather
Cool.
pilots for the divine
Thank you for
beasts.
lying to me.
Alongside Link,
You're welcome.
brave conduct had earned him a role as her
Alright,
knight.
so it would have been 5.
Zelda would meet with each of the 4 candidates.
That it would probably have been based off of.
You intend to let this relic follow you around, hmm?
This is the
Yes.
most pretentious throne room I've ever seen.
After talking to Pura and Robbie,
That's very
I thought it would be
pretentious.
best.
Like the fact that the
I
throne
will
is like
remind you
on a
once
separate level from everyone else.
Above all
Yeah, it's
else,
honestly that's more than 8
your
foot up.
duty
That's
is
like a
of the
level and a
utmost
half up.
importance.
Yeah.
Are we clear?
You're gonna
Yes, we are clear.
man, that's
I
so
understand.
impractical. Imagine
And I will
just
honor my
your
duty.
throat over time, because
You have to yell.
I mean you have to yell down.
And you are basically asking for someone to overthrow you and literally throw you off of that like section onto the ground in like a symbolic, like literally everything about it is just like, oh yeah, you got me. I should have maybe been better about this.
One of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms games is on the Game Boy Advance.
Nice.
It's the only one that made it to the Game Boy Advance.
I've done it.
Yeah, it looks just as shitty as I'd expect from a
You did
real-time strategy game.
Whoa.
Bravo!
No, turn-based strategy. My bad. Still. Man, all those Game Boy Advance turn-based strategy games were the worst.
Glad we never played any of them. They all had too many characters. Can you imagine having to, like, voice all of them?
And imagine if they made a game where, like, in addition to all those characters, they could each fuck
The
and make
Gerudo
new
lived
characters.
in a settlement in the Gerudo Desert.
Sounds
Comprised
horrible.
entirely of women, they were a tribe of great might and
Almost need a genealogist to keep track of that. Might spawn some kind of
For
holy
her
war.
exceptional strength,
Uh,
her ability
I
to
I
harness
kind of
lightning,
I had the awful
chief
idea
the Gerudo,
of
was the clear choice
a cross
of pilot
between
divine
Cyberpunk
beast,
2077
Ava
and
Arboris.
Fire Emblem,
Zelda knew Urbosa,
Mm.
thanks to her close
where
relationship
it's super high
with the
def,
late Queen
but like
Zelda.
half the time your characters are fighting with
her
their
party
dicks
in
out.
tow, Zelda traveled to Gerudo Town to speak with her friend. However, their journey took an unexpected turn.
So you're in the middle of a boss fight and suddenly someone just gets crushed by a car and everyone continues on like it's normal?
Yeah, pretty much.
But why? Why are the Gerudo attacking us?
Oh no, redheads.
Redheads
They
are
must
gonna
be
kill
evil.
us.
We'll surely be able to
Tim,
explain
7 foot
everything
tall
if we can
redhead.
reach her.
Ah, that makes it better.
All right. So it's time for the
Alright, which segment?
the segment.
We now come to the part of the show where John sings a silly song.
So first segment I see is a weekly critique of the New York Times wedding section.
Why the fuck would you just have a segment where you just shit on other people's weddings?
Better question,
Ugh.
why is there a segment where we shit on other people shitting on other people's weddings?
I guess I was working for just defending the weddings.
Yeah, that could actually be interesting if we just have to default defend the wedding no matter what they did and find a reason for it to be okay.
Except that a lot of the time I feel like I'm like, no, that's fair.
There was definitely enemies there, and then an electric wizard showed up.
Oh, I tell him. I swapped characters.
Okay. Who are you now?
Empire.
Oh, okay.
In Breath of the Wild, she was an old lady because it was 100 years in the future.
That checks out.
So now you're what, 12?
Yeah, like 18 probably.
Alternates to the wedding section are the crossword puzzle. So you do a critique of the crossword puzzle. Alternately, the obituaries.
Alright, that's not an okay thing to do. Okay, never mind. That's okay if it's from like, you specifically pick the obituaries from like that date 30 years ago.
Yeah. Alternate to that is the obit writers.
Like making fun of the writers themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. But maybe don't make fun of the fact that people just died.
Yeah. Alright. Different segment. Describing visual paintings. What do you see when you walk through the mat? Tell us.
I see
Alternatively,
paintings.
describing sunsets.
Sir, you don't need to eat boxes.
Alternative to that, describing Instagram photos of sunsets.
Well, it's colorful. There's at least
Critiquing descriptions of Instagram photos of sunsets.
Is there one for critiquing really shitty lists of segments to a podcast?
No, but that one should be on here. Also, one of these is a ripoff, because it's perhaps a podcast calls you on a nightly basis. What would that look like? And I'd say it would be the Howard Stern Show, because that's pretty much literally what happens. He has people call in every single night, like the same people. So, and
No, but in this case, the podcast calls you. Like you're sitting down to dinner and suddenly the phone rings. Damn it, Howard, not now.
I do like the idea of just your podcast just calls people that you don't know. Like you just take a phone number.
you just do like number neighbors and
Yeah, you're like, hey, you're on Gentleman's Games. They're like, I'm on what?
yeah. Here's the problem with this. When was the last time you answered your phone for a number that you didn't know?
Well, it's great because that means you're only gonna get people above the age of, I don't know, 55.
You're either getting that or you're getting like 14-year-olds that just got a phone.
I don't know, even them I feel like really don't want to talk to people on it. Alright, Urbosa, let's figure out why you're mad at us and trying to kill us.
I don't know, maybe it's because you've killed hundreds of her guards?
No, it's because they were already, because she had already ordered them to attack us.
What are you doing?
Thwarting your destiny, of course. Princess Zelda. I came back as quickly as I could.
She got lightninged.
By herself.
Not exactly what I expected to find.
Urbosa?
Quick, kill her.
I hope you're not hurt, little bird.
I'm not.
That's right, it's this motherfucker again.
Thinking you can go toe-to-toe with Master Koga! I'll show you!
Urbosa?
Yeah, I like the question mark.
Top banana.
Mm-hmm.
Yiga, assemble! Me excluded, of course.
What?
Explore the origins of different coffee shops' Wi-Fi passwords. Call it all one word.
I think the passwords are just, well, we needed a password, so we just wrote some letters down. I would love to see a coffee shop that uses like a default password. Like it's just like, oh yeah, we have Wi-Fi, but it is 16, like a 16 character string of letters and numbers that are not related to anything about our coffee. Like, oh, is no one able to change it? Like, oh no, we could, we just didn't want to.
We figured this was more secure.
Yeah.
Your password must be exactly 16 characters long, with 8 characters and 8 numbers and at least 1 special character.
So it has to be 17 letters long.
No, 16.
So it has to be 16, with 8 of them being letters, 8 of them being numbers, and 1 of them being a special character?
1 or more, yes.
Tim, would you like to do some math with me real quick?
I have been dealing with this kind of idiocy at work all week.
Uh-huh. Yeah, from yourself, maybe?
No. Unfortunately, from people who aren't self-aware enough to make jokes about this kind of thing. I've been answering comments at work from, well, we sent in a report, like, years ago, and we just now got the comments back on it. And a lot of them are things like, the report says that for such and such scenario, the aluminum is going to be the weakest part. And the comment says, no, the aluminum's going to be the weakest part. Go back and fix that.
It's because you didn't say aluminium, which is what they're trying to tell you.
Yeah.
You mispronounced it in your writing.
I've got an absolutely garbage idea for a podcast where you pick a different podcast and you listen to that one, and as you listen to it, you provide commentary on it.
So it is an audio podcast providing commentary on an audio podcast?
Correct. But of course, for legal purposes, you can't record and release the other podcast.
Could you provide a transcript of the other podcast?
No, probably not. So you just have to, you have to get them to open up 2 tabs. So they start yours, and you give them a countdown to like, all right, I'm going to start the podcast in 5, 4.
All right, okay, hear me out. It's that, but you guys also make the listener pause constantly so that you can talk about it.
All right, now hold up here. We got to take a second to unpack this. They did what?
Yeah, but you're just like, oh, by the way, I paused 5 seconds ago, so the listener's just like, God damn it!
Alternatively, you do this for your like Let's Play channel. So instead of you know, actually editing your videos to you record the gameplay and you record the your commentary on it, like your audio, and then you upload those separately.
You just invented Let's Plays again, John. That's how they were originally done.
No, originally they did put the files together. It was just garbagely done, and you had to download it from Geo sites. GeoCities or
just reinvented the beginning.
No, this is worse than the beginning.
So what you have here is Let's Play Apple Podcast.
A podcast where you review the first episode of podcasts.
I would love to see someone review ours.
Wait, is someone peeing on the mic?
I wish we had captured that.
But also, glad we didn't. Where's my got a 30-foot long mic cord.
Yeah.
I should get like an extension cord for my mic so that I can carry it around the house. Just a Yeti mic carrying it downstairs to the kitchen while I gotta get food during the call.
Yeah.
Just strap it to your chest.
The problem, of course, being that that's horrible for audio quality. And I don't just mean because, you know, you're no longer like filtered or whatever, but like you want to reduce the lengths of all cords.
Okay, so there's an easy solution to that. You get a wireless attachment to that, and then to preserve quality for the wireless signal, you carry the wired antenna around as close to you as possible.
Well, okay, what you do is you do a direct cord from your computer to each room separately, so that it's like through the ground as like short as possible. So every time you walk into a new room, you unplug the last cord and plug the newer cord in, so that it's still shorter.
So now there's a worm to kill?
No, that's Molduga, you don't have to kill it.
Oh, okay.
We summoned it in order to scare off all of the Yiga clan.
Okay.
They were so scared they left their bananas behind.
Yeah, it's funny to me that, like, so one of the items, quote-unquote, that you get in this game is trophies. So, like, sometimes in order to do a quest, you'll need to turn in 1,000 moblin trophies, where you killed 1,000 moblins. But Yiga clan members don't have those, but they do drop bananas when you kill them. So that's just the makeshift version of it.
Can you not eat them as well?
You use them for cooking mostly. Like, you don't use them for the same things that all the other trophy things are for. Because, like, technically, Yiga clan members never die in this game or Breath of the Wild. Like, you never see them die. They, like, all disappear instead. Like, they all teleport away and leave a banana behind.
I think we have just about finished this entire list.
Actually, I just had an idea that could almost work. Critique clickbait top 10 lists.
In fact, how about we just make a top 10 list of worst top 10s? And then put our own list on the bottom of it.
Very polite. They let you charge up in the middle of the fight.
And it is a warrior's game, so half of the enemies don't actually have, like, attack damage.
The small ones.
Yeah. I think they can eventually if you stand still forever, but, like, for the most part, they're, like, fodder.
They exist to be comboed upon.
Yeah, at most, like, they'll shoot arrows at you and stuff, which is really annoying when you're trying to, like, combo an enemy and you get interrupted because one idiot was just like, pew!
Pew. And yet they don't seem to die instantly. You do have to hit them twice or whatever. Congratulations, 800 KOs.
I killed so many people. I guess don't attack me.
You just charge off of them?
Yeah, you don't even have to charge off of them, you just like her unique action is to charge her electricity, so you just like hold the button, but they just like sat there and watched. I'm just like, oh, that works.
Well, that's one segment gone forever.
Thank God.
How sad.
No.
Hey Tim, you want to do words with fiends?
It's been a while since we did that. Give me a minute to set it up.
If I have to. Why don't you just use your normal internet?
Because I don't want this in my search history.
But we do.
Okay, you search it then.
Okay, I win.
Oh, that segment went fast.
Wow, I think that's our first time winning, though. Nah, I think we've won once before.
No, you've won like 2 or 3 times.
Ugh. I don't remember how this game works.
Why not?
No.
Tim says a word.
Cool. My word's gonna be pineapple. Killing Master Koga for real this time, except not because he doesn't technically die.
Yeah, I killed it.
Why do pineapples have to sound like bananas in literally every single other country? English is the only language that calls them pineapples. Everyone else calls them ananas.
Everybody else?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Probably for the same reason the French are like, why do we call them earth apples? Everyone else is just like, potato.
Potato.
I mean, French also doesn't say 80, they say 420s.
I got 420s, 10 and 9, and this language is one of them.
How could these losers defeat me?
Here's the character they added just for this game.
Master Koga.
Suga, you're late! I nearly got peeled like a banana! Oh!
He's attacking us with two swords. That must mean we need 2 shields to stop him.
Hi, Sugar. That's his name, right?
Essentially.
Close enough. Yes, let's all look up. That's obviously the direction he went.
Thank you for meeting me here. The town is a bit, chaotic, shall we say.
Of course, Abosa. We'd meet you anywhere.
Yeah.
You know about the Yiga clan, I trust.
Pineapples are called ananas
Shiga
in
traders
Arabic,
working in the
Armenian,
shadows
Danish,
to revive
Dutch,
Calamity.
Finnish, French, German, Greek,
Those lowlifes
Hebrew,
have been wreaking
Hindi,
havoc here in Gerudo
Hungarian, Icelandic, Italian, Latin, Macedonian,
How long can you
Norwegian,
stand
Persian,
by and
Polish,
watch them get away with it?
Portuguese, Romanian,
No longer,
Russian,
I say.
Spanish, Swedish, Turkish,
I will pilot this divine beast.
and
are
Georgian,
precious
they're
to me.
called
I need my
Ananasi,
own.
and
I
Esperanto,
cannot
it's
refuse.
Ananaso.
But not
Thank
Japanese.
you.
I'm not sure Esperanto counts.
It is a spoken language
By whom?
by people who speak
As Princess of Hyrule,
Esperanto.
I too will carry out my sworn duty.
Little bird. However I am able to support you, I will. Just say the word.
Okay, according to estimations, there are between 1,000 and 2,000 native speakers who learned Esperanto from birth.
Yeah. That is more than 0, which is what you were saying.
Turned and fled. Is that it?
Well, if they hadn't interrupted me.
It seems that, as low as my
have a
expectations
question.
of you were, I was
Yeah.
overly
How come Arkansas has 7 cities that are also the names of capitals of other countries?
Because Arkansas sucks.
Why is there a Moscow, Arkansas?
no matter.
Why is there Jerusalem and Damascus, Arkansas?
My harlot.
Why is there an Alabama, New York?
The future.
Apparently there are 30 different Parises in the U.S.
30 different Parises in Georgia.
Yeah.
I don't know, there are probably at least that many Parises in Georgia.
The future.
But how many Eiffel
as it
Towers?
will and must be.
If you count the little ones, I don't even know that I can count that high.
Bravo! Superb!
And I'm working on trying to find out how many. Presumably. Wait.
You did well.
If I'm reading this right, there's 266 people in Georgia named Paris. The state with the most people named Paris is California, where 735 people have that name.
Stop doxing.
There's more where that.
District of Columbia is the state where it's not a state, by the way, where you are most likely to meet a person named Paris, as 22 in every 100,000 Washingtonians have this name.
Are there 100,000 Washingtonians?
Yeah.
There are almost 700,000 Washingtonians.
That means that there's like 154 people named Paris in the tiny little District of Columbia.
Why?
I kind of want to know what the place, like, where like basically the same thing, the place where you're most likely to meet a person named blah, where blah is the highest number it can possibly be. Like, you know, District of Columbia is the region where you're most likely to meet a person named John, because like 20,000 people are, you know, per 100,000 are named that. But I don't know how to search that.
It had to be like percentage of cities with name, with like
Yeah.
named X, like.
So Arkansas, is that the chef's chest?
What?
I'm trying to remember. Or is that his head?
What?
Oh no, it's his pants basically. Yeah, it's his pants. So if you look at that cross section of the United States, the I don't know what those states are. Fuck. Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, and Louisiana make up a person. Iowa looks like a face. Louisiana, obviously, boots. And Missouri and Arkansas make up the torso. Minnesota looks a little bit like a chef's hat. And then they've got Panacea with some Kentucky Fried Chicken on it.
That's probably what they thought when they were making this state.
I mean, yeah. I bet.
It's either that or something racist. That's probably what they thought.
Whew, yeah, probably.
And in the meantime, Ohio's just there waiting.
I don't like that you said that so ominously.
Y'all ready to go get stuck with vaccines?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I read something disturbing earlier today.
I've read many things disturbing this year.
Tim, I promise
I
you
haven't
this-
run the numbers yet, but at the current rate we're going, vaccines that the U.S. has been shipped will start expiring before they start distributing them.
I mean, they're already distributing them. Like, I know people that have gotten their first round.
My wife already has the first round.
Yeah.
I mean, to the general population.
I mean, I'm pretty
To the
sure.
population that's not like the very beginning of Phase 1. They're prioritizing those people, but they're not doing them fast enough.
Oh, maybe if people wear masks, then this won't be a problem.
Yeah, maybe if people had worn masks for literally just 2 weeks, please.
Literally any amount of time. Like, it really isn't hard.
Guess who's got 2 thumbs and asthma and trouble breathing in general and still has no problem wearing a mask?
Yeah, but have you accidentally swallowed the whole thing while you're wearing it?
Not by accident. It was on purpose.
Because some people have claimed that they accidentally swallowed a mask.
That.
Despite it being attached to their fucking ears? Like, I don't
That is
understand.
hilarious.
Yeah. I guess I never saw anyone claim that. I just saw them claim that someone they knew swallowed a whole mask.
Oh, yeah.
I did almost get waterboarded by my mask once.
Why was
I
it
don't think
wet?
the mask waterboarded you. I think it's just a fucking piece of cloth or paper. It's not.
No, it was definitely the mask's fault. The torrential rain had nothing to do with it.
Why were you looking up?
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same thing.
I wanted to see where the rain was coming from.
Africa, obviously.
No, that's where the rains go.
I think the rains just go down in general.
Also,
I want to know where did it come from, not where did it go.
The planes on Spain. And
I
shut
mean,
up about Cotton Eye Joe.
Listen, we already have one unnecessary old song reference.
And now we... I don't know, does a...
Yeah, that counts.
Are you talking about Cotton Eye Joe or the Rain in Spain falls mainly on the plane?
I'm saying My Fair Lady counts as an unnecessarily dated musical reference.
Yeah, I also was saying that.
Okay.
It is good.
I wasn't sure what you were referencing because we had just made 2.
We also did just bring up I Bless the Rain Down in Africa, so...
Yeah. And that's getting dated. I mean, it's still hugely popular, but I feel like it's reaching beyond its limit at this point.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think it's fine because it's like it's not like people play it all the time. Like it's just everyone knows it. It's just like, oh yeah, that sounds great. I want to skip that.
Sunnies, what were we talking about?
The rain's down.
Yeah, before that. Oh, masks and stuff.
Yeah.
What are y'all most excited for in 2021?
John,
Hopefully not having to wear a mask anymore.
Don't jinx anything. What are you fucking doing?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? After this year, you're gonna go on the record saying what you're excited about, so you can watch it get taken from you?
You know what?
What is wrong with you people?
2021's gonna be the best year ever.
Yeah, what I'm
Some
excited
people were
for,
saying about 2020.
Yeah, what I'm most excited for in 2021 is things staying exactly the same.
See, at this point, everyone else is going to take their mask off, but I'm going to get some horrible disease that turns me into Darth Vader. Luke, take this mask off.
But you'll die.
I have rights.
My body, my choice. And it looks like I'm just gonna push you into the pit.
You could go with your master. We deposed him too.
Oh man, I saw a really good post talking about why Palpatine is like one of the best villains, and it's because like he's an old man. What is it like? He specifically manipulates people. Like that's his whole thing. Like he's manipulating like people to like join his side and everything. And so usually with those, once you like reveal what they've been doing, like that's it, and everyone turns against them and then they like die because they just can't do anything. But he's just like, oh, you caught me, and then he just electrocutes the shit out of you. Like there's no like, aha, we've like Luke like throws his lightsaber away. He's just like, I will never work for you. He's like, oh okay. You're just like, huh, that didn't work like Luke thought, huh?
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. You won't work for me? Cool. Well, then I'll just kill you.
Oh well, no new Padawan. Guess I'll just start over. And like again, like 4 Jedi go to like arrest him a long time ago, and he's like, "Oh, you got me. Oh well, zap."
Cool. I'll do a 720 corkscrew at you.
Yeah, like
from a standing position.
Like none of it makes any sense. You're just like, oh okay, so he's just ridiculous.
You just from a standing position jump into a 720 degree corkscrew. And then immediately kill 2 of the most powerful Jedi, and then a third like 2 seconds later.
And then the 4th one really was only sort of beating me. While I electrocute myself in the face. My favorite bit is like, they were like, how do we make him look like a butt face? Like, oh well, just have Mace Windu block his lightning. Does that work? Sure. We've never said it doesn't. I think all I want for 2021 is them announcing that the new Star Wars movies aren't canon and they're gonna start over. I think that would be the funniest.
That would be pretty good.
You know what I think the funniest thing they could do? If they just announced that the original trilogy isn't canon, but the prequels and the sequels are canon.
That would be a major fuckface.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, to be fair, George Lucas already did that a few times.
He decided the original trilogy isn't canon?
He edited it multiple times.
Oh, well that's different.
Yeah, I agree. Did y'all hear about Pablo Hidalgo being a dick? He's the lore master of Star Wars.
Yeah, I heard about this.
He's a nobody who was just a fan, but then decided to like fully dork himself out and got so engrossed in the lore of Star Wars that they hired him, and now like when they make movies and stuff, they go to him to make sure that it still fits in the canon.
Did they forget about him this time?
No, they didn't. They just have terrible oversight with movie direction for the last 2 movies. Anyways, in a recent like a relatively popular Star Wars YouTuber, I think it was like he posted a video of himself live reacting or something, and you know, he was crying at one part of a I don't remember whether it was the Mandalorian ending or a TV show or one of the movies. But Pablo Hidalgo tweeted back at him, tweeted to him something like, emotions are meant to be kept to yourself.
What?
Yeah.
Dude's like, I love these things so much, I'm gonna be like, base my entire life around it. But if anybody else likes it, fuck off.
Hey, you like this thing so much that we've done such a good job that you like this so much that it emotionally affects you? Cool. Fucking grow up, baby.
Yeah. So I see why people... This is definitely a problem. I'm pretty sure it was taken out of context. One, because it's kind of out of character for the guy. And two, because he has a private Twitter account. And all that got released was that single screenshot that he later mentioned was kind of a self-burn on himself that he was trying to make about the guy.
Yeah, he said that it was sarcastic. But also, what the fuck? That doesn't give you a free pass to shit on people. Also, sarcasm on the internet is impossible to detect.
Yeah,
and
through text, no way.
Yeah, no. But it's not like he put a /s at the end, which sucks. That's a horrible thing. It doesn't... It's like /s is the worst thing. But it does at least say, hey, I'm sarcastic.
It is the absolute worst notation, except for all the others.
Yeah, there was no, like, winky face or you know, like, XD, you know...
It was a private conversation. If he was talking to someone that he assumes knows him, then he wouldn't worry about it being taken out of context by someone else.
But it wasn't a private conversation. I mean, like, it was a full-on tweet. So.
Right, it was a full-on tweet, but it was on somebody else's thread, and because his account is private, no one could read his tweets except for people who were already in his group. That amounts to a private conversation.
Yeah, but you still shouldn't be sarcastic towards someone who doesn't, like, it's overly, familiar, like, trying to be more familiar with someone than you are. Like, when you get at any artist's Twitter and you look at a bunch of comments of people saying shitty things because they're trying to be funny, and just assume that person's going to catch their sarcasm.
Right, but again, no one else was ever supposed to read this.
Yeah, but if the person that he said it to also didn't think so, then that's our point.
Also didn't think what?
If the person he said it to also did not think that he was being sarcastic.
I mean, clearly he didn't just send this out there to literally no one. It's not just like, ha, I had a funny thought to myself. They're like, huh, maybe you should keep your emotions to yourself. I made a funny joke to myself just now. He said the joke out loud near others. It's like, you know, there's a difference between, like, you know, you're in a group of people and you think a racist joke, and you're like, huh, that was real funny what I just thought right now. You're a piece of shit, but, you know,
thank you.
You kept it to yourself. It's very different when you go, hey, so, racist joke out loud. That means that the other people who are there now interact with it because you've put it out there. So it wasn't just a text document he opened on his computer. It was a message that he sent to someone else.
remember when Star Wars refused to name Yoda species, and then they decided they were gonna like make a reveal about it later, and everyone just said Baby Yoda because it didn't have a name, so they might as well just say it. And it basically ruined the entire idea of them having a name that mattered.
I don't think they
still
ever did.
Yeah, I don't think they ever
say
did
they were
either.
going to announce it.
But people were like, "Well, it's not. Their species isn't called Yodas," and it's like, yeah, but it might as fucking well be now. So sucks. If they don't say it, then fandom kind of gets to decide that.
So, do you think in another 2 decades, when we've moved past this, like the trilogies, it's gonna be known as like Grogu's species or whatever, because he'll be more well known and popular. Because he's not gone. Like, he's absolutely gonna come back and be in 1,000 things from now on.
Yeah, there's like 4 different new shows coming, along with Mandalorian Season 3.
Yeah. So, sure, spoilers. Has everyone seen it here?
No, I have not watched it.
Okay. Well, spoilers. He goes away at the end of The Mandalorian 2. I would have said more, but... But there's,
I mean, in fairness, basically the entire plot of The Mandalorian so far is Mando trying to find someone to give him away to.
Yeah. He's gonna be back. Maybe not in The Mandalorian, but probably. But, there's 3 more shows coming out, and that are direct spin-offs of it. And he's gonna show up again. Like, they're gonna... Also, they live for 900 years, and he's lived for 50. So he's got another 850 plus years to go.
All I know
They're gonna be milking this character until like the death of the universe, our universe.
All I know is that when he didn't have a name for forever, people jokingly fucking like made screen caps of the show, making it so that someone was saying that his name is Glup Shino, and it's the funniest fucking thing. To the point where like a bunch of people on Tumblr were just like, I guess that's his name now. We're just gonna refer to him as Glup Shino. I think they gave him an actual name at this point, but I don't know or want to. He's only Glup Shino. Yeah.
Yep.
Listen, guys, I'm really tired.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious because Disney is not friendly towards people who make any amount of social media splash.
Disney
Like,
is not very friendly to people
at all. You know?
Disney is not very friendly.
No, Disney really isn't. But yeah, to have someone so high up make such a terrible misstep.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can argue back and forth forever about whether there was any malice intended, but it was absolutely a misstep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to tweet to someone who is crying because they finally got to see one of their childhood characters who helped them through cancer treatment.
Oh.
Yeah, and the response to that is,
hey,
emotions are not for sharing. Period. Just like full stop. There was a period at the end of that. So dismissive.
If emotions aren't for sharing, then what is Data from Star Trek about?
I mean, just...
That was a interesting choice.
I am stronger than before.
Yeah, it sure was a choice.
Yeah, it was a choice that someone made.
There's more where that's coming
Whoa.
from. Impressive.
So this game also has cooking in it?
Yes. And so, like, you can cook something and it'll help you for, like, the whole mission. And eventually you get the ability to cook 2 or eventually 3 things at a time.
Okay.
Which is great, because then you can get, like, 40% movement speed.
Nice.
Which is a lot.
Yeah. So they're like modifiers and then later upgrades.
Yeah.
Do you want to avoid using them as modifiers just so that you can sooner do the upgrades, or is it just a case of you can't do it until a certain point?
No,
when you get there, you can do it.
You just can't get, like, the better versions of it till you unlock them.
Gotcha.
I just don't use them because I'm like, oh, 3% damage. Oh,
yeah.
That's so good.
Mastering Cryonis. And honestly, I read that as mastering crayons first.
Yep. Mastering crayons. Good choices art school.
So, how do we master this ice attack with lots and lots of lightning sword slashing?
Yeah, you're supposed to use ice, but like, what if instead of that, I just did
I mean, it's not like using one's gonna power it up further, so I'm assuming at least. I'm assuming that, like, your lightning attacks don't get stronger because you use them more.
No. But
So
I think they are stronger if you use them in water. But so
okay.
ice attacks.
Yeah. My main point was it's not like, oh, I need to get really good at ice attacks so that they'll be usable later on.
Yeah. This is just like a mission that's specifically here to like teach you how to use the ice attacks.
What about the isotopes?
That's all I got.
Oh. What's y'all's game of the year?
Hades.
Hades?
Yeah.
Hades is pretty good.
Yeah, and it was made by a good team that didn't destroy all of their workers to make it.
I'm trying to remember what came out in 2020.
Cyberpunk.
I'd say Animal Crossing was definitely probably the most influential game.
Was that this year? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
It's been a long year.
Yeah. I knew it was from this decade, but I couldn't remember if that was like this year decade or like this month decade.
Let's see. Of games that I've played that came out this year, probably Paper Mario.
Paper Mario was good. I like how Halo Infinite is on the list of 2020 video games, even though it definitely didn't come out this year.
Yeah.
What year is it coming out? N+1.
The long-lived Zora, who could traverse rivers and lakes with ease, lived
Yeah,
in
Paper
Lanayru,
Mario was good.
the resplendent
It wasn't
place
great, but it was
of
good.
Zora's domain.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to follow up any
Mipha,
old Paper Mario
a
game
Zora
with a new Paper
princess
Mario
with the
game.
power to
Correct.
heal
Especially this one,
was selected
because it,
to
like,
pilot
the
divine
writing in this
beast
one,
Varunta.
spot on. Perfect writing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
amazing
Accompanied
writing.
by
The
Link and
gameplay,
the rest of
less
her
than
party,
stellar.
Zelda headed to Zora's domain, where she was
Yeah, the
granted
gameplay was somewhere
with King
between
Dorephan.
repetitive and... Well, no, it was just repetitive.
Unnecessary. It's somewhere between repetitive and unnecessary.
Yeah.
I could have gone through the whole game as it just being an adventure game and been perfectly happy.
Yeah, the annoying thing I found about the combat was that you never level ups were specifically tied to
Health.
health specifically, which was itself tied to boss fights.
Yeah,
You
there's.
know, you beat a boss, you get more health, you become stronger. But what that means is, when you're going through a certain area, doesn't matter how many times you've been there before, everything there is going to be exactly as much of a hassle as it was the first time.
Yeah.
Against the darkness. And
Yeah, because
I
the two upgrades are
that the night
technically damage when you get
see
health and
that
getting new
darkness
weapons.
has not yet.
And both of those are just locked by
is true.
you going to an area.
I must refuse. I cannot send my daughter into
As
such
soon as you get
peril.
in the area, pretty much you can
But I-
buy
Your
this stuff and get the new health stuff, but
news.
those are the only real upgrades.
I will say, the boss fights were pretty good.
Oh yeah.
You've grown since I
The
last
mooks, eh.
Oh, The Last of Us Part 2 came out this year. And Half-Life Alyx.
saw you. You have not changed.
What was the game you said before that?
The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh yeah,
This
that was
creature
the
is a guardian.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of new games that I played that came out this year.
Princess Mipha! Monsters on Ploymus Mountain,
And
marching this way.
yeah, it's pretty much just
What of my father?
His Majesty is leading the army to intercept.
Paper Mario.
He thought the prince was here with you.
Sidon is
Let's
missing.
see. Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was a fantastic game that I'm guessing none of us played.
No.
I mean,
Forget
yeah,
that.
I wouldn't say it's a fantastic game. I would say it's 1/3 of a fantastic game.
We will find
Yeah, that's
Sidon.
fair.
You must watch over the
Is it
dome.
only the first third?
From
Yeah.
what I've been told, yeah.
It is.
Okay, I wasn't sure it got that far.
Dragon Quest got re-released. That doesn't count.
No. Assassin's Creed Valhalla came out. Heard good things about that. Oh yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah. Persona 5.
Spider-Man Miles Morales, which no one could play.
Why not?
You,
have
ha- you need a PS4
I
or
do
PS5.
have a
that one.
PS4 technically.
Yeah.
They did release it for the PS4. It just has horrendous load times.
I mean, it's better
Yeah.
than Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk, I think we can all agree, is the best game that shouldn't have been released in 2020.
No, I would say it's ugly. And it shouldn't have been released in 2020.
Eventually, it would have been good. It was already. Yep.
I think eventually it would be similar to Cyberpunk still.
Genshin Impact, I believe Wombat would say it would be the best game this year, but that's because
Never
he's
listened.
played too much of it. Oh yeah, Watch Dogs Legion came out earlier this year. Where you can play as grandmas.
Yeah, that's right. That game kicks ass.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the only reason why I want the game.
Oh, Blizzard made a big announcement this year. They will no longer develop content for StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
which is really weird.
That game's only, what, 10 years old? It's still got plenty of life left in it.
Yeah, it is one of their most popular games.
Another Yakuza came out this year. Oh yeah, Marvel Avengers came out.
Yeah, but we're talking about potential game of the year.
Crash Bandicoot 4.
Oh, that's right. I've seen some of that game. That looks very good.
Yeah.
Ooh, the TurboGrafx 16 mini release this year.
You said Turbo, and I thought you were going to say fucking Street Fighter 2. And I was just like, there's another Street Fighter 2 this year?
Monster Hunter World Iceborne technically released this year.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Demon Souls, which is also a re-release.
Yeah.
You gonna get it? I mean, eventually when it comes to it, when you get a PS5. Yeah.
I have beaten Dark Souls 3.
Ooh, Warcraft 3 was released this year.
Again, I don't think that counts.
Nor would it, even if it was in the release, because that was not very well done.
Nope, no it wasn't.
I don't know, I like... Well, are you referring to the re-release of it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I kind of liked Warcraft 3.
Oh yeah, everyone
The original was
loved
good
Warcraft 3.
for when it was released in, what, 2004?
Yeah.
2002?
And that is like why Reforged was bad, is because they, like, I think, like, sort of upscaled the graphics and
If I remember correctly, they didn't make much better, and some things they made actually worse than the original.
also, it completely crashed the, like, servers for, like, the original game. So, like, you couldn't play Warcraft 3 anymore.
Let's see, some other things that released this year. Bayonetta.
Oh, Merchant of the Skies came out this year, didn't it? Little indie game. It was really fun. I played it for 10 hours straight and beat it.
2 Point Hospital came out this year.
What?
It's a hospital simulator.
Ah.
It's not bad. It's a good time waster.
Yeah, it's a simulator.
Ooh, Romance of the Three Kingdoms 14 came out this year.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Turn-based strategy games will never be here. Doom Eternal!
Yeah, that was this year.
Thank you, Wookie. We mentioned the other two already.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I think it's the normal number of re-releases, it's just that nobody made anything new this year.
This is like how, like, the movie of the year is, like, I guess it's Sonic the Hedgehog, because it's the only one that happened.
I really feel like it should be Jurassic Park for it placing first in the box office like a billion weeks in a row.
The original Jurassic Park?
Yes.
Ooh, Doom 64 released this year. How about Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution?
Oh god, I hope it's as good as, like, whichever other Yu-Gi-Oh! Game with someone playing Zodion turn 1 until you before you can play.
Also, Symphony of the Night was released this year technically because it was released on Android and iOS.
Yep.
But that's it. So, fuck that noise. That's bullshit. Yeah, we got Half-Life.
Ooh, Saints Row 4.
And Hades. What would be your choice, Wookie? for Game of the Year. Because, yeah, I forgot that I had played Hades, because I played it that one time. It's a good game.
It's very enjoyable.
Yeah. You know what? Game of the Year, GTA 5. It was released on PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Okay, so it wasn't from the Stadia.
Ooh, Octopath Traveler released this year on the Stadia.
Then if it released for the Stadia, it's not qualified for the
Actually, I hear a ton of good things about Stadia.
Yeah, from who? The people who made it?
No, the
From
3
everyone
people who
who
play
plays
it.
All 3 of them? If you hear good things about the Stadia,
Yeah, I kind of agree. Animal Crossing is the most iconic game of this year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
it is the only thing that allows people to live out their like dreams of having people over to their house.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of the Animal Crossing like genre at all, but it doesn't matter. The game is definitely the one I would pick as Game of the Year. All right, we done? Going overtime.
Yeah, well, before we started recording. I was about to be like, oh, I guess we should go. And they're like, so what's your game of the year? I'm like, well, I guess we'll be here for a while, huh? So might as well start the next level.
I have made mistakes.
I'm not sure how to feel about this information. There was a new Leisure Suit Larry this year.
Oh, why?
Are you sure it wasn't already released?
I'm as sure as I want to be without clicking through links.
Don't you have your VPN turned on for Words with Fiends? That
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I do.
click on it.
Okay, so this is technically a re-release. It was
I knew
first
it.
released in 2018.
What's it called?
This was its Xbox One release.
What do you mean it's
Leisure Suit
Xbox
Larry,
One release?
Wet Dreams Don't Dry.
What was it released on in 2018?
Windows and Mac OS. And then the Switch and PS4 last
They
year.
released it for Mac and not a console?
Oh, they released it for the Switch and the PlayStation 4 last year. And then
Well-
finally got around to the Xbox One this year.
No, people with consoles might actually get it. They don't need
But-
to check it.
Why would you make it for the 2 people that play games try to play games on a Mac versus the monolithic portion of the population that uses
I
consoles?
don't know, John, why? Because this is the same people making decisions to make a Leisure Suit Larry game.
Not wrong there.
No.
Torchlight 3 came out this year. Forgot about that.
Nice one! Tim, what did you do?
Torchlight 3.
Oh, was it out?
Looks like it. October 22nd.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't need it.
I'll probably look at it. Diablo clones are really good for when I'm brain dead and just need something to, like, not pay attention to.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at Babu's sidearm.
Our Monsters Expedition.
What?
That's a game that.
Oh, I didn't even see this. So the Leisure Suit Larry game I just mentioned was Wet Dreams Don't Dry.
Okay.
This
Yeah,
one
that's pretty
is called
disgusting.
Wet Dreams Dry Twice. And this one really was released this year. For Windows and Mac.
Alright, so in 2 years, they'll release the consoles.
Yep.
Again, why? Why are you?
It's a sequel to the last one. As if you couldn't tell.
All of the Leisure Suit Larry games.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of a Monsters Expedition, but it looks cool. Oh, do y'all like your games?
Yeah. No problem.
Once I have money, maybe I can return the favor.
What'd you get from Tim?
This is gonna sound really bad, but I have a very bad memory.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It was a game called Witchet.
That's right. I've actually wanted that game because one of my friends plays it and it, like really enjoys it. It's Prop Hunt from Gmod, but as its own game.
Oh, okay.
So you're just like witches running around and like hiding with like random like pieces of furniture and shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing to do for you have a bunch of art skills but don't know how to come up with your own ideas for a game. Just go to Gmod and steal their ideas for a game.
Okay, I accidentally matched two of these game titles together. We've got Overcooked All You Can Eat and Planet Coaster Console Edition, which I read as Planet Coaster All You Can Eat Edition.
Why would you try to fight that beast alone?
It should be All You Can Eat Edition.
I was so worried about you.
So anyways, that's it for us today.
But wait, we haven't talked about the KF console.
Yeah, what about it?
It exists.
What a
Yeah.
brave little brother I have.
It
Yeah, it
shouldn't.
does. No, it shouldn't. Also, it shouldn't be designed by Cooler Master.
What?
You would think they would have pride.
Oh no.
Mostly it's just Cooler Master. We keep things warm.
Yeah, not wrong there.
Well, since Dom's still playing, until he finishes, what game did you have the most fun with this year? Like, what single game did you enjoy the most?
I don't really enjoy it.
That's fair enough.
I would say probably Hades.
It doesn't have to be games that came out this year. Just games that you really got into and enjoyed this year.
Hades.
Stellaris.
Okay. Stellaris, okay. Yeah, I've seen you playing a bunch of that.
I don't remember what else I did. I don't remember what I did more than a week ago. Not even because of the ADHD, just because of this year.
Yeah.
But you remember Hades, so that says something.
I don't remember
I
what
played it
day
for
of
like
the week
2
this
weeks.
is, so...
Wednesday. We stream every
My dudes.
Wednesday, my dude.
Well...
Forgot about that shit. It's just something really satisfying about seeing a man getting lasered out of the air.
Yeah,
Ace, you ready for part 2 of this mission?
Damn it, really?
Not my fault.
I think it is.
That's fair.
What about you, Wookie? What game did you have the most fun in this year? Most fun and least fun are the same. Alright, I think I know what you're talking about then.
Oh, League of Legends?
No.
Beyond Light?
He did say he had fun this year. So, not League of Legends.
Oh, he said most fun or least fun are the same, so... I think it just rolled over through the negatives.
Destiny 2.
Yep,
Yep.
Beyond Light.
That's it. It's the one I was gonna say.
Well,
I thought of that, and I did have a good time with it, but honestly, when I find myself having a choice between the two, I actually find myself playing Stellaris more.
Do you even have to kill anything here?
No, but if you just don't kill stuff, then they will fuck you up.
But you're a sacred beast or whatever.
Yeah, but I still have a heart. But more importantly, it's important to do it so you can do it.
Do you have to get kills or something in order to unlock that, or?
Like, it's just as you hit things, that special bar increases, just like regular combat. Just really fun to see people injured and lots of fun.
That's fair.
Especially when it's just like like 5 foot soldiers and you shoot a big, like, world-ending laser at 4 guys.
I like the part where you saw there was explosives flying towards you, so you started a cutscene real quick.
Yeah.
And then you didn't take any damage from that.
It's a pro strat.
Also, you didn't take any damage from that one either. I've seen several of them hit you straight on while you weren't in that, and you're still not taking damage from them.
I know.
Indeed.
These are the enemies that, like, specifically that will fuck you up if you're not killing them.
Fling. Why don't you just eat some big ol' apples?
I don't think they make apples big enough for that.
You don't know that.
Tim, what about New York?
Yes, I suppose it could eat New York.
You know, the big apple.
Yes. We got it.
3,000 KOs. A million deaths are not enough for...
That's right. Fuck you guys. My buddy's rough
Oh. Thank you, Varuta. Are you actually playing as Varuta, or are you someone inside?
I guess we're playing as, like, Mipha controlling Varuta.
Okay.
This
Are you done now?
Proves
I mean,
your
there's some
point.
important
We are
cutscene.
woefully unprepared
Okay.
to defend against the calamity.
I guess.
The Zora We'll face this peril head on.
Why does your dad
We
not
must
have a neck?
consider the future. We all share this.
He even has a choker, and he
Like-
doesn't have a neck.
My God, John, you can't just ask someone why they don't have a neck.
Oh, his little cheeks.
Attend.
Yes, Father.
Who's Sidon or my dad?
Sidon.
Okay. Yeah, baby Sidon is like the best. I'm a little mad that they don't allow you to play as baby Sidon, because that would be the greatest thing.
Divine beast, Varota. On one condition. You must promise to come back safely.
I can't wait to exit out of this cutscene and then immediately start a new level. And then go to sleep.
On one condition. And I didn't actually read what the condition was.
We have to come back safely or whatever.
Oh,
Or don't
okay.
die, basically.
It's not space fish. It's just regular fish.
Yeah, it's just fishy people.
You might think that, you know, because all of the laser beams and giant mechs and stuff, that this is a far future thing. And it is far future, but it's not sci-fi at all.
No, this is all like ancient technology from like a long time ago in a timeline far, far away.
Yeah. In fact, don't even talk or think about timelines when it comes to this game.
Yeah, please don't think about it. Time has no meaning.
Because that's what the Zora are. She's that.
Because they needed something slippery in the game to want to fuck you. Pretty much every single game is, hey, cool, there's fish people and they want to bang you.
I mean, that's
It's
me.
real weird about it.
They're allowed to have their fetishes.
Like in one of them, your past life did bang one of them. You
Yeah.
gotta go find your babies.
Why
What?
do you think they keep trying?
Wait, what?
Majora's Mask. Yeah.
All right.
So,
On that note, thanks everyone for coming.
yeah.
I
mean,
I think Link at least.
all right. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Shut it down.